Formula One is currently bearing witness to one of the most closely contested championships in several years. Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton and Red Bull's Max Verstappen have exchanged the lead in the championship at different stages of the first half of the season. The two are separated by just 8 points with a maximum of 12 more races to go presently. Aston Martin's Sebastian Vettel has now explained why he wants Max to win the championship this year. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, why Sebastian Vettel wants Max Verstappen to win the 2021 championship. In Hungary, Vettel praised Fernando Alonso for doing what he thought was impossible. I think his talent is without doubt, the skills on track one of the biggest that the sport has seen, and he's done something which I thought was impossible to do, which is beating Michael. He further explained why this was a big deal. Because when I grew up, it was like, Michael is the number one and impossible to beat, and Fernando started beating him. He was then asked to pick his favourite for the 2021 Drivers' Championship by the Bild. Vettel responded by saying, "One thing is clear to me, if Lewis makes it and gets his 8th title, then he deserves our full respect. I don't want to commit myself to that. What I only know, I won't do it this year." He signed off by explaining why he wants Max to be crowned champion this year. "I would be happy if Max wins the world title this year. That would mean that Michael Schumacher would keep his record of 7 titles. Michael is my hero, as everyone knows, and that's why I would be happy if Max makes it." Fast feed. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly doesn't know what to say, except that Bottas screwed up and pretty much bowled the first 6 cars out of the race in Hungary. When he looks at the podium, it's disappointing because he thinks they could have got more out of it if they had been a bit more lucky at the start. He is further expecting some more crazy races. They are seeing a very intense battle at the top of the championship, crazy conditions, and there will still be opportunities. Mercedes technical director Mike Elliott feels that in hindsight they clearly made the wrong choice, referring to the decision to not pit Lewis Hamilton at the race restart. You have to keep in mind that decisions like that are very difficult to make at the time. They were tormented by the tyre choice on the restart, but all the drivers opted for the intermediates. Soon, everyone went for the other option, but with them, the choice was more difficult than with the rest. Ferrari's Mattia Binotto feels that they have the best lineup on the grid at Ferrari. Carlos is excellently integrated within the team and is improving himself every race. He provides an excellent frame of reference for Charles Leclerc, who is really pushed to the limit. He pointed out that they both now have 80 points in the title race, which just goes to show how important it is to have 2 scoring drivers in the title race. Retired F1 driver Johnny Herbert accepts that team principal squabbling is part of the game, but it shouldn't be about them, it should be about the drivers. He also questioned the point of Red Bull's appeal against Lewis Hamilton's Silverstone penalty. He understands very well what they wanted to achieve, but it still felt a bit like they are bad losers at Red Bull. Retired world champion Damon Hill thinks that people are going to want to know everything about you, and that's how it is when you're a famous person and in the spotlight. He further suggested that probably Max wants to have a quiet life and just race without being noticed. Hamilton had that introduction to being in the spotlight at an early age and has learned to live with it. He's better at dealing with it. This is another skill that professional athletes have to master. Does Ferrari have the best driver lineup on the 2021 grid? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula One.